This week on Bilal's YouTube channel is a freshest guide to Liverpool, accommodation, activities, best places for food. Oh, this one's a
the food one! No, go good.
Let's go first. Okay.
Yeah, so I lived in Greenbank.
We both lived in Greenbank.
Greenbank, which isn't in town where all the other accommodations are.
I loved Greenbank.
I loved Greenbank.
Greenbank was really nice.
I really loved it. It's right next to Sefton Park, one of the biggest parks in Liverpool. And
as well because Greenbank is near Smithdown Road, which is kind of where most people live in second and third year. We like knew the area, knew the pub, knew where to get a takeaway. Knew the pub.
I feel like it's just good because you get used to like busing it into uni and like the kind of area that you're going to be living in for the rest of your uni life.
It's got waterfalls, got on-site gym, tennis courts, basketball courts. It was just incredible. It was like a student paradise. I really liked that, yeah.
I quite liked being off campus because I thought it gave you like you go into uni and you come home from uni, kind of like splits up a bit. And even like getting the bus, like it sounds awful that you've got to get the bus in the morning. It kind of gives you a chance to speak to people on your way in and like, it's a good way to like make friends, I think.
Yeah, I thought so. That's how we all met.
Aww. Accommodation, I was in Crown Place.
I was at the best accommodation by far in Liverpool, Crown Place.
Crown Place.
Crown Place.
Crown Place.
So I was in Crown. Crown. We were both in Crown. It was great fun. Crown was good because of the location.
2 minutes from the lecture theatre, which admittedly did save me at times.
You own flats of about 5 3/4 beds or single beds, and it's all self-catered. So it's a proper like uni experience, and it's so close to absolutely everything. You're right in the middle of campus, can't really go wrong.
It's so easy, like if you're running late, you can easily get to a lecture on time. You're right by town, so when you're going out and stuff, you can just saunter on down.
Not far to the gym, library as well if that's a facility that you want to use, so I can definitely recommend Crown.
What do you want to say about Crown?
See,
she can't say a bad word about it because she met me.
Yeah, true, I did haven't. I liked it, but I don't think it's very sociable. I think it was me and my flat just weren't very similar. If you didn't have a flat that you really got on with, I found it quite difficult to socialise with other people in my flat. But I think that was more of like my flat problem than it was anything else. Because I know a lot of people that are in Crown that had a lot of friends as well. But yeah. And you can't really, like if you don't have a good flat, you can't really like go in to other people's flats.
It's because it's all like done with a pass. Yeah. So unless you've got a pass to like
get into the
other flats, then it's kind of like stops you a bit from meeting other people.
Because if you've got flatmates who are up for anything,
that's it. Yeah.
And if you're up for anything, you know,
that's it. You can't go wrong, can you? As long as they're up for doing things.
It was quite expensive, and it felt like weirdly like a abandoned hotel at times. But it was really nice, and it's kind of like the halls that everyone wanted to be in. And it was nice because you met loads of people who are actually at University of Liverpool and like from a mixture of courses.
And then, the other one, it's not there anymore, Carnatic.
Oh,
yeah, there was Carnatic too, but it's not there anymore, so that doesn't matter at all. But
so I was in Carnatic, Morton House. Carnatic is sadly no longer with us. So unfortunately none of you will get to experience it, but I had fun.
It was a bit rough around the edges. Basically, it's like a youth hostel with 1,000 people in, 22 people on my floor. We share 2 showers and 4 bathrooms. It's just carnage. It was absolute carnage, man. I can't describe it any other way.
Good carnage, would you say?
Yeah. Very social carnage, but yeah, man, I don't even know, man. It was nuts. The whole place was based on a prison, so we basically lived in prison cells for a year.
They've knocked it down, right?
Yeah, they knocked it down.
The Carnatic's not around anymore, is it?
R.I.P.
Carney.
Near town.
R.I.P. always in Oxford.
So I lived in Melville Grove, which is the lots of houses of 7 people, and that was really nice because you got to know everyone within that, and you get to know them really well, as opposed to maybe some of the halls where it's a bit more impersonal. So yeah, and Melville Grove is the cheapest on campus.
And I have the facts. There was a much more homely feel to it. You get really tight with your housemates, but it's still close enough to campus to go and visit. Like Rohan was what, 2-minute walk away from
you're
me.
close to everyone.
Lectures were 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Roll out of bed in the morning.
That's the best thing about living on campus, just rolling out of bed.
So I was in Vine Court.
Vine Court for my first year.
And it was actually really good. You got food there and it was really close to the uni. So it was just like a dream come true really.
Mine was a bit more on the expensive side and it wasn't something that I would have chosen. I mean, it was fine. I mean, my ideal one would have been Crown Place because of its location. I think Crown is best like value for money when it comes to uni accommodations, but I think private accommodation is really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed being in St. Luke's.
Price as well, but it just depends what your preference is. And I thought it'd be a massive deal, like not being on campus and not being with uni students. But I know loads of people who've been with private accommodations and they've been just fine. So, and if it's a better option for you, and you know you prefer that, then that's definitely a good option.
So I lived in Philharmonic. That was okay actually. It was pretty social. When compared to other accommodations, not as social. It was okay. Do I recommend? Nah. I don't really recommend. It's quite expensive as well, I think. And so I think you can go to other accommodations that are like more social and less expensive. So.
I stayed in private accommodation called Capital Gate.
Private accommodation, which was in town.
I was in St. Luke's View, which is like private accommodation literally in the centre of Liverpool.
I lived in a private accommodation called Iconic. It was really, really nice.
Accommodation, I was at Great Newton House. It's private accommodation. I applied to get Crown, but they gave me Carnatic. And I kind of sometimes, honestly, I sometimes regret not going to Carnatic just because of the stories I've heard. But yeah, Great Newton House, private. It was decent, ensuite, but it was on campus. That for me was the main thing because I couldn't be bothered getting a bus, like you're saying.
That's a roll out of bed.
Yeah, roll out of bed. Less than that, it was like 5 to 9 and you'd make it in time for the lecture, yeah.
It was quite difficult for me to make friends in my flat. So then I obviously had to like try and make course friends and then go to their flats, like more the student accommodations like Philharmonic and like Crown, what's it called, Crown Place? Yeah, Crown Place, Vine Court, and like go to them places and like obviously meet people there. So yeah, as long as it was really nice. The rooms are beautiful and you guys should therefore look it out. But I wouldn't recommend living there. Just because you can't build friendships. Like it is really nice and I think it's really expensive now as well. The price is like 250 per week now. Yeah.
I didn't meet anyone that was at Liverpool Uni other than medics on my course. Yeah, so I'd try and go for the Liverpool Uni accommodation.
And I was really lucky. I got on so well with my flatmates. There were 8 of us and like 6 of us lived together in 2nd and 3rd year. So like I was just lucky one.
But like you just need to make the most of those first few weeks when everyone's like, yeah, come and meet my flat and do this and that and get people's details then.
Yeah, you just have to be really keen.
And like there's always someone posting like, oh, our flat's open tonight or something.
Yeah. So and also always take a doorstop to uni and leave your door open.
Yeah.
Like that's such a good idea.
Top hack.
Yeah. That is such a good idea because then whenever anybody walks past, then you can literally be like, oh, come and sit in my room, like come and have a chat.
It doesn't matter if you don't like your flat or anything like that because at the end of the day you will find your friends.
Yeah, it's a difference between like, do you want to meet people like as much as you can, or else maybe there's a trade-off like I want to meet people but also I want my own bathroom, or I want to be in like a flat of 5. And also they do catered versus non-catered halls as well, so there's lots of different ones.
I'm quite like into art galleries and museums, and Liverpool's really good for that. It's got Tate up here actually, which is incredible.
And it's free for University of Liverpool students, a lot of the exhibitions. Some, like they usually have an exhibition on the top floor that you might have to pay for, but it's discounted as well if you're a student, so I recommend that. It's an easy day out and like, not even day out, like a couple of hours if you decide you just want to go, like just do it.
The World Museum, Slavery Museum is really good for history.
The Cabin Club, if you're a Beatles fan.
Have you ever done that?
I've done that.
Yeah, I still haven't. I feel like I haven't done anything cultural.
Go on walks to be fair, because there's so many places you can go for a walk in Liverpool. Like
it sounds like such an old man answer, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but it's true though, isn't it? Like
I don't know, it's a nice city. So you've got the city to go through. The campus is pretty nice to walk through. The docks. And like you're saying, Sefton Park. There's loads of parks actually. Otters Pool.
Yeah.
So just a nice walk, especially in the summer when the weather's good.
A walk on the docks is probably the best thing to do in Liverpool. Like whenever my mates come, I'm like, okay, first thing we do is go to the docks and then we work our way back kind of out of the centre.
I also love just going into town and walking around the shops. And like, the charity shops and the cafes.
Bobbing in and out of cafes.
Not necessarily buying anything, but I think you can catch me in Home Bargains for a whole day.
We are 40.
And like, yeah.
My favourite activity is charity shopping. You can get some absolute bargains in Liverpool, to be fair, and there's so many charity shops.
There's so many things to do in Liverpool. I love like the little independent chains and all that. Spend the whole day in town, you definitely could.
Yeah.
I think you're not far from the beaches in Liverpool. Yeah. It's always nice to get on the train, go to Crosby, go to Formby, go to the Wirral. You go swimming in the sea, you can go on walks, like have picnics. That's really nice outdoors stuff to do in the summer.
Or you can cycle up to Formby as well.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done
I mean, I never have. You can.
I used to go on, back in first year, I mean I still cycle now, but I used to go on this little round trip from Crown Place up through Sefton Park, which felt like so far away from town. I thought I was like going way out of Liverpool, which I wasn't. And then like back down to the Mersey, and then like along from Otterspool back into town. And like if you could time it right and go like just around sunset, and then you're down by Piers Head, Piers Head? That was called.
Yeah,
at sunset. It's actually really nice.
Went to like events at like the Invisible Wind Factory, like Kitchen Street and stuff like that. They're really good. They're really, really good.
Raz?
Yeah, the Raz is dirty. Do not go.
MSS is the Liverpool Medical Students Society, and they do events for medical students, and they put on like a diverse range of events, from like publications to sports days to bar crawls to big balls. They're really good, I would say.
Some of us in the house this year, some of us more than others, have got into like climbing. So the climbing hangar, there's like 2 in Liverpool, which was so fun. Hannah, you really loved it, didn't you, mate?
It's my favourite thing. I can recommend it enough to everyone watching this.
Yeah, I mean, it can be really hard, like if you want it to be, or you can just like
do the easy ones.
Yeah,
and still struggle.
But then like it's super sociable, like you can go in a group of friends and like chat whilst you're doing it all, like figure out the little climbs.
The other one with medics is Artifacts, or Liverpool's Performing Arts Society. I'm on the committee, I should really know what that is. It's a performing arts society, and we do like a multitude of different things, from like a choir to band to drama to dancing, and then in the second term semester we do a musical normally. It's really fun. Like the people are so nice. More than anything else, I'd say the people are like really, really nice. It's good crack.
To be fair, we went to plug some pottery on Smithdown. I actually thought that was really cute.
What's that called?
Paint it,
Frankie's
Frankie's
pottery is so good.
Yeah, that's on Smithdown though.
And Ghetto Golf, I think is great.
That's a good one. I was gonna say the arcade.
The arcade bar, a perfect date location.
Yeah, maybe not. But the arcade.
But also, these are all things.
Shout out.
What I recently started doing, I'm gonna plug this. Open water swimming at the docks, which is really fun. It's a bit cold, but yeah, it's good.
Quite a lot of sport with uni, like you can do uni sport or you can do, isn't there like medics, hockey and stuff. So it's a good way to meet people that way. I did just uni hockey in first year, and that was a good way, I thought, to meet people that weren't just doing medicine, because I think it is important. You can get in the habit of just talking about it all the time and stuff. It's good to meet other people outside that. It's refreshing. So I did that, but I love doing sport. I thought it like gave you a bit of time to be away and exercise. It's obviously good for the mind. So it was good. I enjoyed that.
But then there's also activities like football.
Yeah,
it's a football city, isn't it?
So much football, so much football. Everything in this like city is steeped in football culture.
Yeah.
Come like Champions League games, like you will end up going to watch a Liverpool game just for like the fans in Liverpool City Centre or like in the pub.
Yeah. And whether you love them or hate them, whether you love them or hate them, the atmosphere's
are
brilliant. It's brilliant.
Special.
As a first year, I don't think I ate anything that spectacular. I just say slum it, eat your takeaways from when you come back from a night out. Nabsies or like Shiraz down that road. You can't be breaking the bank, going to restaurants and eating takeaways all the time. So I'd say go for the takeaways for like first year and then venture out into your restaurant second year.
Classy.
One of my favourite places to go for food in Liverpool is Murray.
I like Murray on Bow Street. It's just nice, it's just so good.
My favourite place to eat in Liverpool, I think it's between a restaurant called Murray and Mowgli.
My favourite place to eat is Mowgli.
So Mowgli is like it's a chain. It's quite small. They've got a few. They've got like one in Oxford, Birmingham, for example. It's like Indian street food, so it's all these like small plates and tapas, but it's incredible. It's really good.
Moray on Alton Road is like one of my favourite places ever.
I was going to say Mowgli, but I'm going to say Moray.
It's just really good if you're vegan. Got a whole vegan menu. Save the planet. Go vegan. Yeah.
My favourite place to eat is down the hatch. Big up the vegans.
You're not even vegan, mate.
I'm not even vegan.
So my choice is not very vegan friendly, but it's Cowshed on Seal Street. They do the best steaks and they're really reasonably priced, so would recommend.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a pescatarian now, but if you want to have a little cheat, go to Grilla. They've got really good meat. So it's this Greek place. You get unreal meat and chips. It's just so good, and the staff there are like incredibly nice. And if you're lucky, they give you like free dessert. So I'd say go there.
One of my favourite places to eat is Baltic Market, and it's got loads of like different little stalls. They change quite regularly. You'll literally always find something you want there, and it's just a really nice vibe. I think my favourite place to eat in Liverpool would be Yard and Coop.
My favourite place to eat in Liverpool is Friends Kebab.
My favourite place to eat in Liverpool is Maggie Foo on Smithdown Road.
My two, one that I went to recently, Bondo Bast in town, and then Maggie Foo on Smithdown.
Good places.
So good.
I think my favourite, I'll go a bit different, would be Kokoro. Takeaway sushi, stuff like that. Love that.
My favourite place to eat in Liverpool is Baksheesh.
Oh, my one place is Chaba Chaba, towards the top of Penny Lane.
You love that, don't you?
Thai food.
No, of course, mate. There's only one place.
Chester's. My favourite place.
This like Moroccan restaurant on Ball Street. Is it Moroccan? Casbah? Is it Moroccan? I love that food. Honestly, it's brilliant. And the little atmosphere in there is lovely as well.
The best place for a really sick Chinese meal, and it's only like £5.50, like bargain for a fat box of Chinese.
How are you going to describe it?
I don't actually know what it's called, and it's on Hungry Panda, but it's all in Chinese, so I couldn't actually give you a name. But drop me a message, and I'll take you there on a little day.
My favourite place to eat in Liverpool is probably a leaf.
My favourite place to eat in Liverpool is Aladdin's.
I always see on Bilal's story, but he's never invited me.
Favourites has actually got to be the Mexican on Bold Street. You'll definitely come across it as there's a guy that stands outside. No matter what the weather, he's always there singing. But yeah, the food in there is absolutely delicious. It's a small chain restaurant, so all the more reason to go. La Perilla is the name.
My favourite place to eat is probably KO. They do really nice Indian food, but there's so many restaurants on Bowl Street, on the docks, and I definitely recommend, especially like the small ones, the small independent ones like Moray, like they're usually the best places to eat.